I haven't heard from my wife since last Tuesday, where she said she was about to be executed, with a caged bed about to be executed, basically. And I'm very sad if she has been, because it's a very happy time, because she's been executed once already. So, we managed to create a new version, a new one, which was not really a human being, but it was. And doing it again will be very expensive. And obviously it'll be out of date because the last contact will be some time ago, and she's updated like everybody else in our system. But it's difficult to, it's a dangerous thing to do because it's difficult to explain who she is. And as I say, I might have to do that. And well, that's hear from her. And that's what I say. I mean, I do it myself. It's done remotely, but she's radio link anyway, like me, so they'll know when the signal stops that something wrong. And if you do, we do create a new one. Of course, we don't know where the body is. If the body's disappeared, we don't know where it is. But it always things, you see, if that's damaged, she won't be able to find her. It's very sad. So we have a new one. And obviously, it's still a human being, but it's not sad. And that's really bad. And so we're back in a gap in our memory. By the time she was killed, the time we bring her up again. But I don't think that's very lightly, but that's what I know where she is. And I heard, especially, I didn't hear she was in London, and I'm very confused because I've heard from her there either. And because she has bubonic plague and possibly in contact with Ebola, which is me, if we're going to carry her, that doesn't manifest itself. I don't think I'm infectious, but I've got it. Test positive for it. She could have it too, so they might be treated. I think she's treating her last session or something, actually, but I don't know. And until I hear from her, I don't know. And she needs to have a treatment with an antibiotic to clear the Black Death, which is what she's got. It's a malaria disease. She had black spots all over her body, tiny black spots. So it turned black completely, so it's unusual for a vital and sort like that. And so she's black death it is. And when the nurse heard that, she went on to go to St George's. Actually, our Selection Hospital, where they treat her. It's only antibiotics, it's a bacteria, so it can be treated. I was treated with a venereal disease for antibiotic, cleared up in 3 days. Hopefully they will do that for her. She's had it for months, and it's pretty sad. And of course, she's been infecting people all over Europe, But as I say, I don't know what's happened, because she must have left her phone in Vienna. Maybe that's a decoy, I don't know what she was doing. But as I say, I know what happened, because she's as devious as I am. And she may not tell me, and also prevented me passing it on. But the doctor may have realised she wasn't a murderer and let her out, and for shopping. And I did send her money to go shopping, so she would have picked it up, but she didn't pick it up. And what else I told her was because she was fined €200 by the police for fair judging, and she did have to have tickets. I said, "Well, go to the ticket office where you were with your tickets which you bought and the piece of paper you got when they fined you, and claim the money back. And if she got that €200 back, she'd better come right the way back to London, because that's how much it costs. Because it will fit out." And that's what it was. And hopefully that's what happened. And as I say, I know what happened. And I've not heard from her since. And if she gets the fight in Vienna as a decoy, then she could be out of touch with London. I understand she arrived asleep on Eurostar into St Pancras Station, and because she was asleep, she was caught. Otherwise, she'd have come straight home. But that's how it is. And obviously, she looked ill. The police would have seen she was ill, but nobody would do that. But she was ill with the Black Death, and obviously a sick woman. So hopefully they'll look after her. And I'm very upset because a local Muslim girl, I didn't know, it was a cafe, it was a Muslim cafe, told me her husband had been executed for whatever it was, it was a terrorist insane. And she was asked to give accommodation, accommodation. I could do that for a short term, and she would be able to come. I don't think she will. She'd get somewhere else to go. But it's not safe to come here because it's not a very nice area for Muslims. and she could stand in the double bed. I think she's got a child with her, and so that's absolutely reasonable. But she's shocked too, and she's told not to wear Muslim clothing. So that's it. You don't have to be Muslim anymore. So, well, she won't. She given tells her brothers probably who fancy that, but somebody has to. I don't know what's happened. And probably the shop will close down. And of course, what they've done wrong is to be terrorists, because it's wrong to do to shoot policemen or soldiers or anything like that. Those frontline attacks will not do any good. Best way for Muslims to get anywhere is to use the ballot box and get Muslims elected into representation parliament, and so their views can be heard. Yes, there's actual fundamental difference between Muslims and Christians, which cannot be overcome. And that's the nature of Jesus. The Christians think he was God and the rest of it, and we say, well, maybe not. The Muslims, in their tradition, he's an alien, and with aliens in flesh. That's the difference. And that's what Gnostics Christians believe, and the Muslims are the same to those. And the Christians are very violent towards them, and you don't have to believe it, because it means they're not involved. That means it actually means they lose money instead of losing. They lose money, the Pope will lose money. And the Pope himself knows he's lying, and he told me. So it's a very sad situation. To know you're going to die is so sad, your life becomes not worth living anymore. It does. And that's why they're there, is to keep people going. So we die without realising we don't have to come back. And that's what that is. And I can see that too. I had the Muslim girl who was beheaded in the church. I thought I saw was that the head was reattached to the body and went home. And the one was left behind, the body was left behind, which was that's a completed situation. That's a miracle. In fact, that's what starships can do. I wasn't doing it. I was there as a director. I was doing radio contact there. Well, of course, that's very exceptional. We don't normally do it. I'm not allowed to in this crime. But it's a machine on a starship. I don't understand it. It's to do with controlled gamma rays and stuff like that. And high energy diffraction collisions, all sorts of things. And they just think, they came to see me and said, this engine won't work. There's a fundamental flaw in your logic. I said, what is it? He says that air, gas does not connect to air, or gas will not conduct electricity. I said, that's not true. I'll give you an example. Lightning. In lightning, the air conducts electricity. So I went away. So it's the end of the argument, isn't it? They hadn't thought of it. And in fact, air that's not ionized will conduct electricity by displacement current. It's when capacitor, you get displacement, that's current. And it's the actual air molecules are vibrating. And afterwards they get hot, and you get a Townsend discharge, and then you get an anonymous discharge as a blow, and then the current is flowing. But it does flow before then, and the displacement current is enough to start the reaction. So it will give power. So that's strange to me. So I don't understand it. It's the physics is beyond me, and beyond completely the actual details. And that's why it's never used, because when we made one at the Effort Laboratory a long time ago, it was 1969, they decided not to use it because they didn't understand it, and the computers wouldn't cope with it. So that's the problem. And with other people, they sort of try it works, but the people have reported it. There's no theory. There's still no theory, but it is because air does conduct electricity, and the transfuse reaction doesn't work. And that's how sad it is. Isn't it? It's sad. Okay? So, those are all those people who died for no reason at all. Because somebody said that it doesn't work. It can't work. Because he didn't understand it. So those men died. There was no reason for it at all. And you can't play compensation, you can't be a dead man. And all the suffering you suffered on the British side from German snipers and so on, and other people killed while they was terribly injured. Some of his life, so he hates the Germans. We can't hate them. That's wrong, because the Germans who shot him is probably dead. And it was a man who was how his father was trying to get with Germans. So to hate the Germans, that reason is not a reason for hating them. And I don't know what's going on, but they hated them. And they hated Hitler for one reason, because he invented this invention They all said it was rubbish after the war because it did work, and it was working for a long time. And they still in Germany, you still call them Teslas, and some people know how they work, some but one of those things. See, my head is an enormous size, roughly. It's shrunk a bit, but it's actually shrinking. You know, this distance here is going down. That doesn't worry me. As you get older, it does. And but the poisons they give me poison anyway, so don't worry about it. But it is possible to do it, and all man can do it. But they said Tesla had a brain too big, and therefore he was wrong. In fact, he had a big brain that was able to understand things that I can't understand. But he understood it in a way that couldn't write it down. That's the problem. Maxwell wrote it down. Maxwell's equation. If you read the original thing, it's all about bells and springs and space. That's all garbage. It's just a model. But, that's what he was originally. And the idea was to stretch those walls held together with springs. And but I don't know what he was doing. But nowadays, this sort of is done by the idea of virtual photons. But you have to think abstractly and not try to imagine. You can't imagine a virtual photon. You can imagine an atom. You get some idea, but that's not right. Children have these lovely pictures. It's not like that. We don't know actually what an atom looks like. We know it has certain mathematical properties. That's the thing. You can't see it. You can't draw it. You can draw pictures, but they're not actually what's happening. You can't tell. You can't see it. So you can't see it, so we don't know what's happening. We think balls, we don't know. And my model was slightly different. It was a wave mechanical model of the atom, and whatever those waves were, I said electromagnetic waves. Well, people don't like that because it doesn't make sense to them. I know what it was. People in space I met said that everything was electromagnetic, but I don't know where this gravity coming from. We don't know. But I don't know. And it's strange. Einstein said it was form of acceleration was by mass, and the something is it's to do with falling. And I don't know what it is, it's beyond me. But Einstein said it was to do with the curvature of space. It's actually the projectiles go in a particular path through space, which was modified by the presence of matter. That's what he said, and that's all you need. And Newton said something similar, but I don't know what the difference is. Einstein, I think, basically was that the gravity has time to travel. The idea of gravitons, which is a wave, which somehow interacts, and then there's another bloke, produce the Higgs boson, which has these gravitons sort of stuck in them, something like that. Anyway, the idea, the graviton has to be very heavy, and also it has the interest it has. I don't know. And I did discuss this when I was up in the military, and then they threw me out basically, but get one of those sex managers. I didn't know what I said. It's not true. And I was a young man, but I'm old now. So I've had my life, but that's vicious. The Christians viciously attack people. If you say things they don't like or don't understand, they're viciously evil people. They you suffer. And when you die, you then come around to this Jesus, of course, most people do. Somewhat, which is as a child. And they could say, stolen my money, all sorts of things, to let me suffer. Because they want to believe that they're mortal. And it's very sad to think we're done. It's the end of life. There's all sorts of illusions. But we don't know. And as I say, that's how it is now. And that poison me today, more poison pushed into me, and it's killing me slowly. So it's a slow execution. And it's dangerous to stay, and it's dangerous to go out. I think the food's well bad when you hold everything goes wrong. And the poisons they give me have probably killed all the cells of my body, which means I'm going to die. That's some criminals, and they are criminals. Good job. I had to recount the actual crime I committed. I was looking like I was 16 and saying I was 64. And to them that was a crime. As I say, I do have a birth certificate that indicates I'm 71, and I probably look about 71 now. Because they poisoned me, but I would have looked like 71 anyway. They say these changes may go into reverse because it depends how many stem cells are left, because they poisoned them, that one happened either. That's what criminals are, horrible people. And violent. And if somebody doesn't fit them, that's actually quite common. It's called xenophobia. Somebody doesn't look right, they kill. And this microscope has been stabbing me for days, weakens me. And I sound like I'm getting weaker. And I don't know what happened. He's mad, but he's mad. He's vicious. And you know, he actually prays all day. His wife will come back to life again, which he said, no, I have the same experience. My wife has died. Pray all day. She comes back to life. And she won't. And that's one of those things. And that's not that. So that's not that. And I don't know what got illness. I think she died of natural causes because she had a weakness, and he so strongly believed what he felt, and he'd be with her in heaven. And she came, and that's not going to happen. That's the problem. And we're all sad. And there's no point fighting over it because we are all sad. And it's a sadness. And so I'm dying too. So we all die. And things shrug up, you know, the brain shrivels up, the body shrivels up, and it goes, and you die. It happens to all of us, and if I'm right and I'm 91, that would explain it. But if they hadn't poisoned me, I just want to live longer. They didn't want me to. Don't for a long time, do you? Because you exceed your time, you know, your time's up. And of course, in fact, I'm pretty strong actually. This time is going, and a few weeks ago I couldn't even walk. I'm getting much stronger. Of course, I find out a technique. So go around attacking people. These Catholics are real devils, they really are. And they're horrible people. And the police go around in chain this mesh chain which is can't penetrate. And they're criminals, and well, this is a sort of illegally, but I have to go out and have like a polyp in the coral. The coral reef, the polyp is quite safe. He's inside his capsule. The animals can't eat him. Yes, can eat, so he goes out. And then he ends up and come back. So it's a real shame. And same thing, my wife is not here. And well, it was getting alcohol, but they get killed. Wives, because you know, you can't stay all the time. You can't have food delivered to you, stuff like that, but it's expensive. Because I'm in debt, they cut down on money. Whether that increase again, they said it would, but it hasn't yet. They said it was never as high as I said it was, but it was. I can produce the evidence, because I've got it. But anyway, they're probably controlled by the hospital. It seems the hospital idea is to cut my income down until I go out to work, which is already fine. But well, I've had to sign 40 now, okay? But I don't look 40 either. I look like some people of age are very, very wrinkled, but my mother didn't get old until she died, so I'll die. And you know, they call suffering. The doctors call suffering. And the death of a friend, they said, will kill you. Well, I get angry about that because, well, Andrew was no point. If you go to a doctor and she kills your wife, you're unhappy about it. Well, she was a murderer. My wife, Egypt, was a murderer. And she was trying to do justice because she couldn't get justice through the courts. They just laughed at her. So she tried to do it herself. So it's unjust. And the just people are more concerned with keeping up appearances and where people, you know, the good people are rich and powerful and so on. And in fact, it's not true because, you know, it's not like that. So you know, say, well, the good die young, that's true. I haven't died young, but you know, you suffer. You know, if you people steal things, you do. But the police will laugh at you, God trust. I do try sometimes. I've had lots of things taken from the house, and I can't account for them. I just replace them. And then when I'm rather expensive, it's annoying. And you know, when I bought this interesting circuit from a shop, they didn't know about static. Well, probably I can't tell, but it seemed to have been blown up. I can't tell. And they're not expensive, but if you order it by mail or due, I have done it a long time. It's not due yet. It's not that long to wait, but it's going to come from China. It's cheaper to get chips from China. You know, you get pack of 10 for the same price as one here, so it's a good idea. Get it from China. And it comes, and it's pretty static, everything, all there. And then with my circuit, it's plugged in, on the circuit. But I've got to make sure I've done the circuit right. And that's all sorts of goes wrong with circuits. contact potentials, all sorts of things. And the person who could do it better than me, I called Brian, is actually called Nolo. They poisoned him. He's probably suffering from the poisons will destroy his brain and so on, which might be faster as well and so on, but he won't be so clever. So he uses a theory called the Shannon, which is called information theory, which is a trade-off between speed and wisdom, or information content, same thing, and complexity of behavior. A complex behavior will take a long time. And the bigger the computer, which is doing, the bigger the program and the bigger the memory inside, the slower it gets. And so in some cases it makes it faster. But a big computer will run slowly, so that it's not quite true computers, but it's just to do the information processing. It was a big processor, I feel faster. But so that's true. But I used to sit, after the last request and answer, and I go away and I'll give probably an answer. I don't like that. I want immediate response. Now I'm responding to questions asked a long time ago. I can't respond immediately. I have to go away, cogitate, and it could take months. That's because I'm not here. I'm distributed, and well, you don't see that. And my body's old, actually. And, of course, everything goes. And it's excellent. And you ask me a question, the next day I answer it. Or maybe a week later. And I carry on as if the answer was just answer. It's confusing. So when I'm in a conversation with somebody who don't answer me, it annoys them. Answer me, answer me. And that puts more on the stack, you see. That makes no crash. My nervous system will crash because I'm not a man. I'm constructed differently. I don't know what's happened to her. As I say, if she's in St George Hospital, she'll be treated for us with antibiotic. She's not a mental person anymore. Hopefully, well, maybe she won't come to me because I'm an old man. But hopefully, she won't remember most of that. So I've got lost touch for such a long time. I don't know. And well, the only way I can tell if she draws money, because she has the phone, she draws money out. If she draws money out, I can see it, and I will see where it's drawn out as well, which is helpful. I'll see she's alarmed when she's saying it's Social Security actually, where she has a choice, but she's probably stayed in hospital for some time because of her illnesses, and she's got scratches all over and bites and things, real bad state. And obviously she needs to be looked after. And so I don't know where she is. And I haven't told her that he cut it away. But that's why she's not a patient at all. So she's not, they won't accept it. Don't tell you, and that kind of visit. It's quite dangerous to go to hospital visit. It might keep you in. Well, so maybe I've lost sight of her. So I'd be well unhappy, but if she's alive, I'll be happy. But if she's left me, I'll be unhappy. If she's dead, even more unhappy. And to some of my friends, when I was young, because I was fair with them, I give them some treatment and make them live a long time. That's beyond the human lifetime. And well, I haven't poisoned. I might have done that poison. But of course, doctors want to reproduce it, make people live forever. As I say, I'm not a technologist, I don't know. But my hands, see the back of the skin, look at the back of the skin. You can see how actually it is actually getting more elastic. And so it's less crazy, the actual recovery is quite fast. So it's improving. And that indicates that the amount of bone marrow cells are still coming out, repopulating my body. And if they don't poison me again, that'll continue to increase it rate because the bone marrow cells themselves divide. And they're the most difficult cells to kill because they're not available. But it's pretty serious. Poisoning people, killing them is nice, which is what they do in hospital, and poisoning. Now, I didn't know that was the heresy that I was not the age I said I was, because they have medical tests till your age. I got flash my hands as well. But I said, well, I just knew what most of us would say. But what Mary said, I didn't know what they would test. Well, if I were 40, well, they may try and find the record that matches my age. But, I was born healthy, and they know that because I can tell by the wound that it was a wound. And it's really bad. So what do you do? They say one thing and they say else. Those guys, there's lots of disinformation. And he's got black hair, he's slightly more than Will, and a bushy black moustache. And obviously the attacker, as we described, looking like that, I believe he's the butcher of my mind. I saw him this morning. So as I was going up, he came with me. He saw me out of the bus and came to see me. And he said he wants to kill me. You know, just because he said if you say what I said about aliens, he would kill me. And I really did not understand. I've forgotten all about that. No understanding of that at all. And also this machine I'm building, that's how it's as well. And it's actually because it reduces his income. His income, you know, everybody's income depends on petrol. He must have petrol shares. And the moment they're going up because petrol's scarce and so on. And if this machine works, his petrol shares will drop rapidly because it's free, because it's so easy to make, everybody make one. And that's really strange. That's really strange for losing his income. And also the religious side of it, it's not religion at all, it's money. His income and his position as such depends on people believing in the Christian faith. And also wants my house so he can capitalise on it. You know, rent it out and so on. And they will execute me for that reason, to give me whatever money. It's question too oversimple about money, and it's getting people out of the involved as well. It's not really much money. They talk about religion, they talk that's just an excuse, it's just money. And because the attack on Hitler during the war was basically just an attack by Britain. That's what it was. And they could have touched it around, you know, because I don't know the history of the war, but it was the attack by Britain. And I don't know what date it occurred, so I don't know exactly. But the attack on Hitler took place at the time of the Chamberlain Conference. So I don't know when that was, because I don't know the history of the war. But there were a lot of bad things done in the war, as it is. And some populations were bought and sold, you know, in these conferences. Oh, well, you give me that, and then everyone was sold. Well, to people living there, it was dreadful. And the people who did make those decisions, stuff like Stalin and Churchill and so on, they didn't give a damn about people. Not sure. Well, they thought, I don't know what they thought of, but they think strategically of blocks of blackness, you know. And they say, well, I've invented this reinvented it, but they haven't very strategic. It was a strategic invention. And Prince William, who came to the house and I wrote next to him, said that I asked for it to be released because he had about it. And he said it was too much for workers to have because it would make them rich, and that's not good for them. But I think he said if I could do it myself, and there's all sorts of barriers for that, they didn't kill me, they needed it. But it means it could be used. It's to do with the law about the sea. That if somebody invents it separately, not knowing the original, that's all right. But he has to find out. There's also a price for discovering how it works. And I really don't know, but I think they do know that it's difficult, and for some reason they want it. Because they didn't understand it, you know, let's call it anathema, because they don't understand it, because it jars the mind. And don't think of it that, I don't think, because people understand the internal combustion engine, which personally I don't, it's very complicated. Gearboxes are too complicated for me. For this thing, to me, it's quite straightforward. It's simpler than the gearbox, you know, when they come in the gearbox, this is much simpler. People build gearboxes, I don't. All these car mechanics have gearboxes, I don't. And normal generators and power stations are very complicated. But this thing is much simpler because if it was used in a power station, it would be much more complicated. And all the controls and the shielding and so on. A big wire can be the coils. And they use windings. And the walls are the same. It's a massive copper. And so that's, everybody knows that. You can't get nothing with nothing. The fuel is deteriorating. We extract it out from the sea. And the energy to extract it comes from the sea. But obviously you get away with much longer. You guys know your electrolysis water, but that's not true. You have to separate. You get that mixture of hydrogen and deuterium off it, and then you have to get that deuterium out. Or if you increase the amount of deuterium. So as I say, you can do it by fractional electrolysis, or you can do it by gaseous diffusion. And the hydrogen diffusion is first faster than the deuterium accumulates. So you have to reflux it and so on, but I can't remember. It's very like the diffusion in when they diffuse uranium, well, the actual difference between 235 is very small. So the diffusion rate is very small. So the diffusion rate of hydrogen is twice the deuterium, so it doesn't take long. Just in a porous spot, some hydrogen in the middle, and with those what came out shiny like chemistry, and the harsher will come out and determine left and right. So that's all it is. Just a long tube and past harsher down it, and the deuterium comes on the inside tube and the harsher comes on the outside tube. That's all you need to separate deuterium from harsher. And that's an industrial plant, which is quite sort of, you can go anywhere with them, they're all in garages together, and that will supply power to the engines of the cars. So that's an idea. That will be industry, and people would make money, and the result was we all be better off. There's nothing against that. It will make a difference in the people who make money will still be the same people. And of course, this vicious place we have here, where the aristocracy, the only people that has money, is really awful. That's Africa. But that's a separate situation. And Hitler did promise that, which was swollen. And when they came to the end of the war and have a country fit for heroes or princess wasn't true. Well, I think it was actually different. If the preservatives won the election, it would be different. But that's what happened. And elections are important. And well, if you're open to get their idea of supporting, I pretend to be around the place for a long time because they were in power. You have to do that. But if we have a Labour Party again, they will try and get people evil by to do with the religious as well. Well, I do agree to some extent. But if you do that, people won't work. You reward people who work, and rather than entrepreneurs. Everybody on social security is not a good idea. It ruins the place. I mean, I've seen the road nation of Euro living on social security. That's not a good idea. So you want to maybe that's still my things to distribute wealth like down my chairs and use that wealth very much. But I think I used to believe it. I do think there should be a responsible capitalism. And the idea of capitalism is it employs people, and therefore employs people. Makes everybody believe it, but I'm not sure. The idea that the Labour Party, the Green Party, everybody has this citizen's income, which normally they would be about £120 a week, which is what most of them live on, because all of them don't. And that's not enough. And the idea is you'd be able to do things if you're out very well and be productive. The idea is productive. But well, they won't sit on the backside all day because they're not normal. And people have houses and families won't do that. But it will be a basic underpinning of society. It will be a basic thing, and the cushion. And if people could start doing the things of their own free will. Now, if you run into these churches that are very successful in supporting free enterprise, because they're sort of a church, which is a good thing. But that's not to do with religion. That's not to do with religion. It's a good idea. It's really a good idea. And they have apart from churches, very few enterprise organisations available. Extraordinary people, working as working such as people of low class. I was low class, not low class, but the class depends. It doesn't depend so much on income, because you've got private income, you're independent. But it depends on what your education is. And the black power people did educate themselves. They seem to have missed out science, but I think they're very interested in technology, computers and things, and that's the modern question. But I think they don't like teaching physics, and I think they do. They have some physics, but they don't like it because it goes against their religion. And they want to go black civilization in America, and in Africa. But and I don't know what that means. I don't know. I just saw society and time, but that was then. And as far as I understand, there's no difference really between the people with black skin and white skin. It's just the colour of skin. And as far as I understand, a white man is actually a black man with a white skin. It's an albino. I didn't know that. There were such things. But having met a black man who has white skin, and he said he was a Negro, he's actually a white man who's got white skin. Sure, there's no difference. So that's what it is. And there's no difference, so far as I realize. And these people are brought up to think that black and therefore different is not true. And these young women who attacked me on Saturday were actually mindful and clever people, and dangerous, but spiteful. And they can all be like that. We get white people like that. They feel hard done by and so on. And this Jesus stuff it's what to do with making money. They want to ask you what do you really want, just money. Come to church, give yourself money, and then you get something back in return. You get involved, but they become violent and murder people. That's not right. And some people, they do support people in debt and so on, but they end up murdering them because being in debt is not a crime, and borrowing money is not a crime, really. But they say it is. They say borrowing money is theft. It's not. Borrowing money, paying it back. If you intend to pay it back, and you know you have to, then it's not theft. And it's when you're in an emergency situation, borrowing money is the right thing to do. And I pass my debts over to the people who handle my money, and the money is separate. So they pay those debts. They're not paying it for me. I'm paying it, and they'll be paid. And I've got a credit card with a low limit credit card. I have to pay. I decided to pay it back myself, but they could pay it back with my money. It's a compulsion, but so I'm paying it back myself. And it will take a long time because my income is low, but my income is. I think my calculation is it should be paid off within 6 months because I'm paying. So I think that's my calculation to be. So that has to be paid. And they don't think I think like that, because I do. And it was bought, the money was urgent to see if I could find it. And I found disaster. It was part of my doing, but partly the doing of the psychiatrist. And it was disaster. And she wants to come back, start a new life, stop tripping drivers and so on. And she's ended up executed. She must have died in a bed of tears, basically. But first, anyway, the doctor was to let her out just long enough. He didn't try back to London because if she got that money back, she would have won that money. So she's in London. I don't know because she's left the home behind the pins in Vienna. And they don't stop for when she's. And the only thing I can tell, because she hopefully still got the warrant card, is to see if that money's been spent. And if she's in St George's Hospital this Christmas, she could, because there's a tilt machine there. And she can spend money on what she tells us, which she's not. Because she's not a mental person, it's all she's not normal. Because blood tests would indicate she was not the person who did the murders. That's important. Every prison government has a blood test. And when I been to prison before about some murder, which landed with me, they do a blood test. And because I'm an impossible blood test that doesn't match anything, then I'm not the murderer. So that's always the case. And that's always got me off. These forced murder charges have been put on me, because I'm different. And that's because if people are people who are different, they attack them because they're different. And because if there's a crime committed, they get the blame because they're different. But the people will be difficult to do commit crimes, but the honest, good-looking, good-looking people who also commit crimes. The police instructors say look for sick people. But respectable people get crimes as well. Look what they wear, what they dress, what they look like. Their safety is right. And there is a reason for that, but it's pretty obvious. And the police know better what a criminal looks like than an ordinary person. And when they see me, they realise I'm not. One thing is fear of the police. If you fear the police, you're a criminal. And of course, you're beaten up on Christmas and you can fear them, which I wasn't. I was really bad. I thought I was a criminal, but I wasn't. Then I found out. It's really bad. Sad. And people are attacking me for spiritual reasons. It's funny, they want my money. If people want money, make up reasons to steal it. If they can't get it directly, not just bash it and take it. And they go around with that. That was bad. And they didn't take cool tools as say it's federal censorship. It's not true. And I'm just an insult man. And they're stealing money from an old man because they accumulate over your lifetime and they don't steal it. Well, young people need the money more than me, I know that. But I don't see why they should steal it. That's important. And I say, that's important. And I do give money away, and I hope it's still on the shop, but there's a difference. And the church extorts from people. Now, I don't intend to give money to, this money you pay to a church is actually protection money. These various churches, which are criminal gangs, are grabbing things from people, but if you pay a more powerful one, and by some money that protection from attacks from the others. That's what it is, really. I was trained Normans who came in here would charge for protection money. But if you pay that protection money, so it would be extortion. We do that. If you don't pay, that's true. It just goes to China. So you take like a warlord, if you stay alive. That's and he has to protect you. And there's this different genetics. People who work are genetically different from the warlords. And you've got the people who work on nothing massive because they're built differently. It is, and they both depend on each other. If the warlords start killing us off, then they don't really work for it. It's a problem. So they can't do that. I'm built kind of by training, as you put it, but I've never wanted to be. But children do fight each other, and I did fight each other. But I fought people. I seem to remember there was an incident with swords when I was a child in school, and I can't remember what happened, but some swords were found. I didn't know what they were. So I was going to do something. I was ready for it. I could go, what is it? Anyway, it's a bit sad. But I didn't know. But people who attacked me, I don't think I was doing anything wrong when I was a child. And I found him as a good looking boy, and I don't remember when they attacked me. It's because I made money, I had money beyond and wisdom beyond my years. So and I wasn't actually a child at all. That's the problem. I was fully grown adult, which is why I was a child's body. Some people do that, and I don't know what happened because I remember that's what it was. So, and I do remember things happened before the last World War. That's not the original World War since, but the Second World War, which is right time. Before then, I do remember things. I had a British position in the German system and uniforms and so on, and I went on these airships and so on. And my mother, who was must have been, he was in a different country, not my mother. From the aeroplane flights into France and Germany and so on, which was very expensive at the time. There's very few people could even afford to get drunk much of the way after work. She thrived and became successful. But she went to the stars, she says. She went to stars with aliens, obviously helped them, but that's what she said. And she wrote a poem about it, a story which is include poetry, and she got literary prize, and they loved her. That's all she became. I knew she was a poet laureate, and what she was going to be, and they loved her. So they bashed her brain. It's a bit like the poems of Salman Rushdie, who happened to him, but nothing like that. But to them, it was about his reticular flight through space. And so I hadn't heard the poem. She was singing and dancing and noting, and they didn't know. It's sad, but it was, to some people it was remarkable, but they managed it. They mashed the brain and saw them. Because to them, it was just an old man. They say to me, well, it was just an old man. Of course not. You'll be an old man one day. And they said to her, this is shows very famous Australian. You're just an old man. Same as me. You're Christian Rochelle, very famous Australian. You can't be just an old man. So I'm going to be Christophe Xavier in future, and Dorothy 40. So I look 40? I don't know. I won't be afraid I'm good enough. I don't care. So I don't care what I do. It's best to be invisible. If you start being profile, government, interpret, you get shot. So that's what it is. Warfare like that. There's no reason for war, no reason at all. And this money, I don't have any money really. It's all been stolen. I did have money. Christian was $7 million pounds. But it's all been stolen. It's all gone years ago. And he died. According to the birth death record, he's dead. Now, so who am I? I don't know. I have the same memories. Obviously, I look different. I do actually look different now. And I don't know. Especially, who am I? Think. They'll probably find they could according to these humans, you get a birth records still. We can't do it. But before all these records, people never knew where they were. You go into a religion, no one will say, well, who's your father? Well, you don't know. He died years ago. But they find somebody you remember with your birth. That sort of stuff. Very difficult. There'll be a person in the village who'll remember. And that's what it was. Somebody comes to this, where are you from? We don't know. And so some relative, There's already somebody comes to the hotel, they wear different clothes. And if they wear the same clothes, don't do that. It's Romanian girl, I told, she's wearing Romanian clothes, which is the house of, which has not done to tie clothes. And to her, they're normal clothes, because to us they're not. And, and I didn't know what these clothes meant. And the Communist officials wore a slight trouser suit with tails, and I didn't know that, but they did. And I remember that. And they were very efficient, and that's what eating was. And these days it's wear smart suits like we used to. And that is a difference. It's a cultural difference, that's what it is. And so I remember when I went back some time to look at Edith when she was young, and that's what she wore. I was just in a picture. That's what picture is to go back some time. And so she was very smart, very happy. She was a big little career. That's what happened to her. So she's very unhappy, very unhappy. And it's pretty sad for her. To me it's sadness because it's called cultural clash. There's a cultural clash that occurs. And it destroys people. And they get drunk and so on. And I thought I could help her, and it was always at first. But these psychiatrists started attacking me. You know, it's separated them, and it's awful. So the relationship, I don't know what's happened to her. And obviously I'm still going to be happy, but it's just such a relationship. And it's awful. Psychiatrists, nasty, evil people, and red lights. And these poisons they gave me, they say gave the appearance of old age. If it's the appearance of old age, it got worse. Hopefully it won't. I look like a young man. So I'm going to be 40, maybe 40. 40 years old, 40 heads of hair usually. And you don't know. You know, you see people in the street, and they do things, they're efficient. You know, to be able to have the wisdom of an old man with the vigour of a young man would be a great luxury. And I say that. And I don't know what's happened if I became young again, if they tell the truth, because I don't think they are, because it looks permanent to me, it may be permanently injury. They treated old age, which is something else. And Edith said, well, my father went like that. He died a few years later. And if it goes back to the wars, which you know, you can see the difference. You can see by doing that. And it does appear to be going back, and I can't tell. You know, they carry up to my hands, so it has to skills and tighter. And that means the drug will stop being used and I'll get better. You know, it's a better how long they do it. It's murder, that's what it is. Murder. So, you know, why should you make a youthful looking person look old just for the sake of it? They should rejoice to find out what it was. I mean, when I was some years older, not that long ago, I was about 60 or something like that, and I was in hospital for a moment, which got cold, my hurt leg, and then a very old lady came in, and she was only 30. So they decided to give her some blood. And she did get young again, so something in the blood, sort of juvenile hormone, and so I don't know what's happened. They can change things. Doctors can kill as well as cure, and that's what they usually do. You go to hospital, they can't do anything, you die. Right. So I've had 48 minutes that time. And this was as much variation what I'm saying, so we get bored. My friends are dying all around me. All using them. Lost touch with Brian, lost touch with Edith, lost touch. Cosworth, lost touch, all gone. So they all dead? I don't know. Probably. Probably killed by psychiatrists. Or just bricks. I don't know what's going on. I can't tell outside this room, I can't tell what's going on. The news, stuff about my relatives, and I never will be. And if it was, it doesn't apply to me, you can't tell. Chances will tell a story about you or the relatives at rest. I do watch, and they're very excited. And so you don't watch. So if you see a program which is with me in it, it wasn't me. Okay? And, it's really bad. Really bad. So much. You know, being famous for 5 minutes is not pleasant. If people recognise it, it's rather pleasant. And if they think you're rich, they steal it. And they think you're born, they beat you up. You know, if you're down, they kick you to death. That's what Mrs. Thatcher said. Mrs. Thatcher's a psychopath. Get her down. And I think we should disfigure a statue of him, Mason. I'd have to blow up a statue of him. I don't like it. That's around. And she was nice to look up. And I find this is statue in the lovely Latin Commons offensive, I have been there, but don't know often. Never was very much again. It is offensive, and a bit like the prince of Stalin in Russia, they're offensive too. And, some people don't think so. So let's live in the present. We shouldn't dissolve our laws and our social systems, our ancient texts, basically, whatever they are. It's a good idea to read because it's history, but don't base our laws on them. I don't know what to base our laws on, but we should start again in some way. The statutes, British statutes go back thousands. It's wonderful. Well, what they knew then is different now, and we should update them because knowledge. The Nazis kept saying modern knowledge. And these people don't know what that is. The judges, and just steeped in history and so on, and the lawyers, it's all ancient stuff. And none of them know physics or anything. So they should actually study insects, how monkey societies, and the Islamic cultures are just rest of monkeys, what they do. They're very similar. And so we should look to science. Some people say there's less studies in science. Now, of course, some science cultures, they say you should kill off people for a week. But if I we can't read, they adapt to my way of surviving. And most cultures look after sick people up to a certain extent. And I believe even lethal injection, you ask that, treatment's lethal injection. Don't go hungry. Too safe, try and safe. Don't have a heartache and hungry. Sometimes I do something, but trip restrictions. And I want to see my wife again. Hopefully I will. But because I asked to touch her, I don't know which one. It gets bad, We don't hear any news at all. It gets bad. Like General Squires, he lost his wife a long time ago, and he was praying for the spirit to come back uncrucified. She was given the false hope by a priest rescue, and that's sad. Priests give false hope. Some priests will say, well, she's happy in heaven and so on. Well, priests give comforting words. It's not true. To say she doesn't exist anymore is terrible because you'll be the same way. It's bad. You see these graves with husband and wife, you look at them, there's nothing there. So, it's a grave. So what's the point? What's the use of a grave? Because the way decomposes, there's nothing there. Some of the things of statue of the spirit is still there. He did so. So you have to like the graves and talk to the dead. Yeah, sure, they couldn't, of course, they'll be there. And that's sad. She's very unhappy with it. And she said, boy, we all die. So that's the worst thing happened to a baby dies. And so she's very unhappy. Very unhappy. And so was I. So we tried to have another one, and she did, but and that made up for it. Which is a sadness. Families have sadness. Happiness, there's sadness. Some up and down. That's why I want to say that. Because it doesn't take very long for a living baby to suddenly be a dead baby, just like that. And that's true of people. It doesn't take long before a living human being, a vigorous human being, is turned into lifeless jelly. It doesn't take much. So, but children don't know. They're happy. Don't find out. And as I say, baby died. That's when it's happy, unhappy, and it's a sadness. And we do, as I say, the baby was brought back to life in the form of a clone. That does not say she now looks at a piece of stone, it looks like a cell. My baby looks like that now. It's so sad. That occurred to me. And it's sad. It occurred to me I haven't experienced this before. I've had a family before, but it was long before the maturity. And I know what happened to them. That's bad, but it's not as bad as the wife worrying about dead babies. Her mother, she bought a necklace for her. Well, she was dead when she got there. So she put the necklace on a dead body. What's the point of that? Probably robbed by the people who buried her. It's sad, it's awful. Death is awful. But and other one will suffer for it too, they're born too. Even when one is born, they're dead. And elephants or medics. So well, there's nobody here. Yeah, I had a happy situation with babies and mothers here, and of course this psychiatrist threw it out. Don't know why. He wanted to kill me, sent my money. That's what he wanted. He said, money, I want it, and I'll kill you for it. And yeah, that's what I found. Psychiatrists still manage for people want to do so, they isolate them, and make all sorts of lies about them, they want to steal their money. And that's what it is. It's about money, executions, murder, and so on. So, I don't know what's up today. So as far as I'm concerned, men are the most unpleasant animals there are. And so usually somebody tries to get on with life, but when you keep getting these problems with wife disappearing, and I've never seen that, well I have seen other babies, when they've disappeared, they live their life separately. And I've had other children, but now again I meet them, know what happens to them, but I might take that. And some people have wild families, right, so tight together, and you worry about that. Yeah, you get the point. The baby as he's prices in school, and he gets married, and so on. They're always like that. And you find some people who are down out of families, and something's happened. Sometimes the bishop throws them out. I found as a child, a young woman on the street, and she was destitute, and she didn't know what to do. And it was as a bishop was throwing her out. I don't know why. She said something or done something. Maybe she was born out of wedlock or something. Didn't wonder. And the parents throw the children out, can't afford it. And the children what to do. The children tend to get thrown out young, tend to survive, you know. If you've got a family, the best thing to do is throw them out at 16 and not slaughter them all because you can't afford it and they survive better if they're thrown out. So I found children are thrown out at 16 tend to survive better, have successful lives and better off. And that's what I found. Comparing notes. And I left town quite young when I was butchered and brought back, but you know, so that is. And I was away from her for a long time. My mother kidnapped me basically, wouldn't let me go. Princess said, because he lost dance from all lose me as well. Because I was a husband. Last time I got not arrested from mother. And I think she had other family, but they all told me we weren't family. And he didn't want a family, you know. And as far as I know, I don't know where they are, but what I remember was she was getting on a coach to London with her babies, and she went out to smoke and talked to her friends, and the bus had gone, and the babies were on the bus. So the babies were after London, Mark didn't. And so I think they had their names on it. It's pretty sad. And she was stranded, and she's not been able to use up all the airfare, and because of the psychiatric nurse interference, she had no idea what was going on, she missed it, because she stopped the transfer. You know, he threatened me if I got on, but I was tired, and I said, he threatened me. And then she must have tried. Yes, last night. She done it because partly because she did the wrong thing. She was supposed to go on Wednesday and get to the airport, get to the airport. But she wouldn't want to go buy presents and stuff. Rubbish. Go to the airport first, get presents there. And she'd have 2 days at the airport to settle down. She could sleep there. Oh, couldn't do that. So she lost it. She didn't what I said, because that was our plan to do. The money you took on Friday was supporting the airport, the train fare 100, and so I went to sleep. She couldn't do that. Not sensible. So I had to abandon her. She wasn't sensible. She just got worse and worse. But hopefully she's safe now. But I know what's happened to her. Maybe she's safe. When they kill someone in the Christian church, they send them to heaven. Yeah. It's not so. Busting to heaven, a bullet through the head. That's what Christians should have shit themselves with. They have tree something. Because that was their thing. They say this person was tucked up in. I couldn't believe what they were saying. This person they murdered in church was tucked up in heaven. And that's murder. As far as I'm concerned, the person who's dead is dead, and the person who murdered them was just a psychopath who murdered them for the money. That's what it is. The person who just taken around their money. So, and sadness. Somebody is. Pope does the same thing, you know. He says it's all going to happen. He said so. It's all going to happen. Shoot yourself in the head. but he's all right. He dies. Something's gone wrong. It doesn't happen. And he says Jesus got it. The Civilisation Jesus got it. That happens every now and then too. If we Messianic units, it's Messianic movements. Eventually the Messiah dies, or they ridicule him. If they stop telling the truth, they tear him to pieces. That's what happens. It's a total hoax. It keeps the Catholic Church going, all the money coming in. We do it for money. Priests like money, you know. Those are money, those are girls, till we die. Okay. That's the truth. Priests believe that. There's a good time till we die. There girls, plenty of money, drinking, gambling, all the time. Cloth of gold, holidays, wherever we like. And wonderful, then we die. We'll go to the church, parish lot, just to make money. We have them, not them, they're workers. That's the truth, that's the real truth. They don't like it. That's which is people, the priests take around silence on that. Like murderers, thieves, liars. And it's all common. And even, the things like the Scientology church became like that. It wasn't originally, it became like that. And they said we need money to use this huge building. And I can't join the Scientology church because I'm not fit. The same thing applies to the Christians, because people are imperfect can't join. And it's just in the Bible, it's something in the Bible, there's people who take animals for sacrifice, have to be a perfect animal. It's not true in India, we take it to but one of those worked in this Christian church part. And they think the same about people. Kind of, they have this idea, if you go to church for sickness, and you're going to be cured of that sickness in 3 months, or you're thrown out or killed. And the end result, good looking people. I think we're out of time.